The Chicago Bulls run the Los Angeles Lakers out of the gym tonight. We're going to be talking about the key takeaways from tonight's big win. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so tonight, the Chicago Bulls put together a terrific team effort, and I must say that this team is playing with a lot of swagger. There was a lot of highlights out there, and this Chicago Bulls team was certainly impressive in the second half. And so before we go ahead and jump into the key takeaways from this game, I first wanted to remind you that 72.3% of you that watch are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure that you go ahead and you slam dunk on that subscribe button, as it means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest as we try to reach our end of the season subscriber goal. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the content for today. And so we go ahead, we jump into the box score and look at the key takeaways. And so we always start with the MVPs. And let me start by saying that, look, everybody on this team tonight that just got some minutes, I think everybody was an MVP, but there were certainly a couple of players that stood out more than others. And so let's start with MVP number one, and that is Josh Giddey. Look, Josh Giddey had a fabulous game. He nearly had a quadruple double. And that has not happened since 1994 when David Robinson did it. And so what did Josh Giddey do tonight? Well, in this game, Josh Giddey had 15 points. He had 17 assists. He had 10 rebounds. And he had 8 steals. He was plus 22 in the plus-minus box score, 5 of 11 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown, and he got to the free throw line 6 times and made 4 of those. And so, look, the thing that I loved most about Josh Giddey was, once again, playing with the confidence, and you could just tell that, look, it looked like he just didn't even miss time due to the ankle injury, and so you love to see that. And for him to sit out and not play in the Sacramento Kings game and then come out like this, look, I think that he was just super aggressive at the beginning. I love that there was one play in which they kind of closed out lackadaisical, and he just goes and just puts it on the deck and then goes right off the glass with it. So playing with a ton of confidence going inside today, playing the passing lanes, getting steals. There was one time where he turned it over, got it right back, turned it into an assist. So Josh Giddey, look, he was all over the place today, and I have got to give him a ton of credit. He gets MVP number one. And then MVP number two, it is going to go to Coby White, because, look, Coby White is playing with a ton of swagger right now. Look, 36 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He was plus 28, 12 of 17 from the field for him, 6 of 9 from 3. He also was 6 of 8 from the free throw line in 34 minutes. And so what I loved about Coby White is, yet again, he continued to get downhill. He continued to attack. And you love that about Coby White. I think that has really been the big difference, just for Coby White, and really turning this on, as this is now, I believe, 12 games where he has gone and scored at least 20 points or more. And it just, the real difference is just Coby White and his ability to get downhill. He's playing with such confidence. I think there was one time where he's shooting, I think, an angled three-pointer, and it kind of fumbled it a little bit, got it, and he shot it, and it just was nothing but net. So Coby White just playing with a ton of confidence out there, leading the way as a scorer. It's good to see that him and Josh Giddey are clicking here in the backcourt. And so next up, my next MVP on the night, it is going to go to the rookie, and that is Modest Buzelis. Look, Modest Buzelis had a highlight reel, and so even if Modest Buzelis finished with 5 points, he might have to still be my MVP, because he put a terrific move or sequence of moves onto Luka, onto the baseline, and he got to a nasty dunk and then looked at him. I mean, it was incredible athleticism from Modest Buzelis. And look, I love the fact that this was probably the most loose I have seen Modest Buzelis play, because we know he plays effortlessly, and he goes out there, he kind of does his thing so effortlessly. And his thing tonight was just, man, he went out there and he didn't even necessarily shoot the basketball as well from deep in the first half, but man, he kept just shooting the basketball. He ended up finishing 5 of 10 from deep, 12 of 18 from the field. Like I said, 31 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, an assist, and he was plus 26 today. Modest Buzelis, a ton of confidence. The upside is there. This was an incredible game for Modest Buzelis, and I'm glad to see this, especially since, there's been so much around him with the whole rookie wall thing, and I think he just pushed right through it today, so we love that. Next up, Vooch, and so going into Vooch and his performance, look, he had a double-double, which was great to see. Vooch actually hit our first shot of the game. It was a nice assist from Josh Giddey where he was trailing and he knocked down a 3-point shot. So Vooch, look, he's more engaged, I think, right now, especially over the last couple games, and I know it wasn't a huge point total tonight, but I did like his activity. And so 12 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He was plus 19, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from deep in 26 minutes. And so I liked everything that I saw from Vooch tonight. Next up, Kevin Hurerter. Look, Kevin Hurerter, he was, I think he was kind of all over the place. Like, I loved Kevin Hurerter. I loved his movement. I've been saying this. He's looking a lot like he did when he played for the Atlanta Hawks. And I think that was one of the things that he was talking about that he was excited for here with the Chicago Bulls is that, look, the movement and the opportunities to get out and run. Because remember, when he was with the Kings, that I think is when they were successful, when they were getting out and they were running. And then for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. He got here and it's just really opened up for him. And I think he had a beautiful back door from Josh Giddey. That was perfect to see. And so that just was kind of symbolic, I think, of what Kevin Hurerter has been doing, is just moving off the ball and getting into great spots to shoot the basketball. And so even though he didn't knock down a ton of 3-point shots in tonight's game, in fact, he was 0 of 4 in this one, 6 of 12 from the field, but in 34 minutes, he still got the ball into the basket, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a steal, he had a block shot, and he was plus 16, so super active. So a good game for Kevin Hurerter. Next up, Zac Collins off of the bench. And so Zac Collins did not miss a shot. I mean, he was hitting floaters, and he was just in the right spot, I think, at times. And so 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a block shot, a steal, plus 10. He did this in 18 minutes of play. So Zac Collins, I think, strong off the bench with his contributions. And next up, Patrick Williams. And so Patrick Williams, look, it is your night when Patrick Williams is hitting 3-pointers and he's kind of dancing a little bit. There was one play where Patrick Williams hits a 3, he's skipping a little bit, and that leads to the next sequence where LeBron James gets the basketball, and then Josh Giddey steals it, and it goes right into a Coby White 3-point shot. But look, that is just the type of swagger that Patrick Williams was playing with tonight, and that's what we've always wanted to see from him. So 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He had a block shot. He was plus 16, 5 of 8 from the field, 4 of 7 from downtown in 23 minutes. This was probably one of the better games that we've seen from Patrick Williams here in quite some time. And so next up, Dalen Terry. Look, Dalen Terry, this was excellent to see. I'm glad to see that Dalen Terry played well. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, plus 8. I loved his step through. I think that was in the first half. That was very nice to see him put it on the deck and be aggressive. 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown in 24 minutes. And so I'm glad to see that he got some minutes tonight. We talked about this on the earlier video that with Trey Jones going down, I really felt like that this was the opportunity for Billy Donovan to tap in more with Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips. And then Dalen Terry, he gets the minutes and he answers tonight. And so next up, Julian Phillips. Look, even though Julian Phillips only played in 7 minutes of play tonight, still I liked what I saw from him. I know he didn't hit a shot necessarily, but still I like always his energy that he brings. It just wasn't his night tonight. But look, this was a solid night for the Chicago Bulls in the sense that, man, they just did a terrific job of just continuing to put pressure on the rim. We are getting ready to jump into the team box score. And I must say, what the Bulls were able to do with the points in the paint, I mean, it was just it was phenomenal with what they were able to do in tonight's game. And really, this is almost, I think, it just really ties into what the Chicago Bulls have been doing as of late, and that has just been attacking teams really in the paint. And so this was a terrific job for the Chicago Bulls. They easily could have packed it in, especially with the Lakers having a full-on team with Luka, LeBron. But no, this Bulls team, they went out there and they took it to the Los Angeles Lakers, and so we love that. And so let's go ahead and jump into the team box score and look at the key takeaways from that. And so starting with the rebounds, look, the Bulls win in that category 42-35, so that was good to see. 21-10, the Lakers in turnovers. That was another story of the night in this one. The Lakers just could not stop turning the basketball over. Bulls in the block shot department, 5-1 there. We lead in that department, but this is where it was just wild. 74-42, the Bulls with the points in the paint. I mean, they just continued to get buckets down there. And then steals, the Bulls 17-8 there, so all over the passing lanes and just taking advantage of those turnovers from the Lakers. And then fast breaks for the Chicago Bulls, 30-12. The Bulls were out and running. 58.3% from the field, 46.3% from downtown. The Lakers were 48.2% from the field and 41.5% from three, so not bad. But then you look at the fact that the Chicago Bulls had 41 assists to 56 field goal makes. Look, this was a terrific offensive game for the Chicago Bulls. And again, just couldn't be more prouder of just what we saw tonight from the Chicago Bulls. And look, got to give them a ton of credit. This is their 7th win out of 9 games. And I know, look, on this West Coast trip, I thought that this was going to be an interesting time for the Chicago Bulls, but man, they've just hung in there. They've stuck together, and it just seems like Coby White is turning into that guy that he was last season. I think he's just playing with that type of swagger. He's looking like, man, he wants to just go up the chimney because he's with all the smoke, and you could just tell that all these Bulls are really just playing tough like this, and so you love to see this. I mean, so regardless of how this season ends up going, I hope that this team can continue to build off of these habits that they are really playing with right now. And whoever they add or whatever direction they go with this roster, I think that this is what you want as far as really establishing an identity. So this was a terrific win for the Chicago Bulls. I'm excited to see what is going to happen here in this next game. Let me know what you think about this game and the key takeaways from it. And as we always say, go Bulls, and we will see you on the next one. All right, peace.